Hey guys, you're back here with Credit Connector. Remember, this channel is about you guys. I want to empower you guys. I want to show you how to fix your credit, how to understand your credit, and how to go out and leverage your credit. Also, remember, guys, I still have my free mentorship that you guys can still join for free. Get in there while you can. Also, if you guys have any friends or relatives that don't speak English, send them to my Spanish channel, which is called Conecto de Crédito. In this video, what we're going to talk about is how to go from $0 to $80,000 on a Navy Federal credit card. Okay. What are the tips? What are the hacks, and what exactly is Navy Federal looking for to be able to increase your credit limits? Okay. So if you're new to Navy Federal, I would tell you to basically, don't go in and apply the first day unless when you open the checking account. At that point, sometimes they do offer you a credit product. It all depends. Anytime that you are going to apply for Navy Federal credit products, you want to make sure to use the pre-qualifying tool. That's really important. That's pretty much 99% accurate. That way you know if you're going to get approved or not. Okay. If by any chance, if you try to get approved by, for one of their credit cards and your credit is not that strong, then you might want to start with one of the secure cards, which is the End Rewards card, and then build yourself, from there, because that card normally after 6 months does graduate. So you'll get your money back, and most of the times they do increase your credit limit. So that's very good information. Also with Navy Federal, the most important thing they're going to look at is your consumer report, your credit consumer report. Okay. That's really important. So your credit has to be in good standings. It doesn't mean that if it's not in good standings, you're not going to get approved, because Navy Federal is there to help you. They do help their shareholders. They're not like the banks. So I've seen a lot of people with 590 credit score get approved for a credit card. But it's not like you just open a Navy Federal account, you got approved. No, you got to build that relationship with them. You got to put money into your account. You got to set up your direct deposit. And you got to try to make at least 7 to 10 transactions a month. Anytime that you're going to go in and either apply for a credit card, this is when Navy Federal or any institution, or you're going to go in for a credit line increase, you want to try, if you have the time, 3 months ahead to hack the system, the algorithm. And the way you do that is by making several transactions a month. Make sure you don't overdraft. So you want to make sure that you do have the overdraft protection with Navy Federal. That way, if you ever use your debit card or you give a check, you're not going to have any, fees associated with that, because it is a protection. I believe it goes up to $5,000. That way, Navy Federal knows that you are invested in them and you are, for real. You're not just there to hack them for the money. Okay. You also want to make sure that you try to maybe, change your checking account and increase it, upgrade it to a flagship checking account. The only catch is there that you do have to have a minimum of $1,500 a month. If you go below that, you will be charged a service fee of $10 a month, which is really not that bad. But that does show them that you're serious, okay? That you are a good customer, you are investing in them. Also, you are going to get paid on that amount, which is like a higher dividends. So it's not that you're throwing money away, okay? Also with Navy Federal, you remember they do have their internal score, which is really important to build it. It usually goes from 100 to 450. You want to try to stay above 250. The only way that I've seen that you can get the internal score seen, or that you find out, is whenever you apply for a Navy Federal card, you get approved or denied, you'll get a letter in the mail, and that's where you're going to see the internal score. Some people have reported that they requested on the portal and gotten it. I've never seen it like that. Okay. Usually Navy Federal does pull from TransUnion. They did pull for me my business credit card in Experience. So that's something for you guys to know. Try not to have more than 4 hard inquiries in the last 6 months. That's really important. And make sure that your utilization is below 10%. Anytime you get a Navy Federal card, before, a lot of people were saying, and I got it like that too, where you waited 91 days, you went for the increase, and they gave it to you. I would tell you right now, because things have changed a little bit, you want to try to get an increase every 6 months with Navy Federal. And the only way that you're going to get a line increase, a credit line increase, without having a hard pull, if you do it through the app. Okay, this is really important. If you call them, it's going to be a hard inquiry. So make sure that you wait 6 months and you do it through the apps. This is really good information. Also, make sure that you don't have any late payments in the last 24 months. That's a big one, because if you're in collection or late payments in the last 24 months, that might be a no-no. Okay. Also, remember, your end goal is for us to get the flagship card that does go up to $80,000. Navy Federal is known to give high limit credit cards. So they're really good. And remember, this is the #1 credit union in the nation. Okay. So this is really important. Also, another way to build rapport with them so they can see that you are invested in them is basically to open an easy start certificate. These are some certificates. They go from 12 to 24 months. I believe you can say either 12 or 24 months. The minimum that you can open one is $50. But imagine if you have $1,000 sitting around that you can use, and you can open 10 certificates of $100 each and let it sit there. You're going to make some money as well. So it's a win-win. And this is ways that you're going to be developing, products with Navy Federal. And remember, if you're not able to get a regular credit card, at least go for the secure credit card and start building it that way. Also, there is the other hack that you can do is getting the pledge loan. The pledge loan is when it's an installment loan. And basically what you do is you use your own money because it's secure. Let's say you put $5,000 there, and then you wait for it to report on your credit. Don't pay it off before, like people say on YouTube, 7 to 10 days, 15 days. No. You have to see it report in your credit. So it might take over 30 days. Once you see it report on your credit, you can pay down 99%. And then you'll have maybe, depending how you put, you'll have some months that don't have, any payments, or some months that you're just basically paying pennies. But this is going to give you a tray line of 3 years, 5 years, depending how long you got approved for this installment loan. So this is excellent information. Not everybody understands how to work this, but this is the way you get products with Navy Federal if you want the end result, which is the $80,000 flagship card. Or it might not be the flagship card, but you'll have several cards that can add up to $80,000 between the personal and the business side. Okay. Navy Federal is excellent. Remember, for business as well. Also, another thing that I want to tell you with Navy Federal, make sure that whenever you are applying for anything, it's really important that you have at least 2 years of income. Okay. Unless your profile is like A1A, that's going to make a big difference. I've seen people get not approved for Navy Federal because they reported, that they just changed jobs or, something like that. You want to make sure that you look fundable. Also, if you're trying to get a card, let's say a personal card for $25,000, but they only see that your income is $1,000 a month, and you stay maybe with $10 in your account, you might not look fundable. So guys, you have to think before you apply for any product with Navy Federal or in general. Am I fundable? How do I look on paper? So these are things that right now Navy Federal has been burnt. They're not playing around. They want to make sure that they get their money back. So this is really important. So you have to understand how the banking system works. It's a game. You got to know how to play the game. If not, the game is going to play you. Okay. So remember, and I've said this in other videos, if you just change jobs, guys, apply with your old job. And then as soon as you get approved, just call and say, oh my God, I just didn't realize I applied for, this card. And, I just changed jobs. Can you update it? Or call the credit, call the CRAs, call the credit bureaus and update it in the credit bureaus, because those are hiccups that can make not only Navy Federal, but any credit card jump. So you have to make sure that everything in your profile matches up with your application. Also, whenever you're applying for Navy Federal, they let you use household income. So what that means, if you have a son or a daughter or somebody that's staying in your house and they're over 18 and they're working, you can add their income as well. Okay, so all this is going to help you, get to those cards that we want, which are the high limit cards, because remember, Navy Federal is known for letting you withdraw 30% of their cards and they have no extra fees, just that, of course, the regular interest that does, accrue the APR. So remember, Navy Federal is top notch. Okay, guys, give me a like, subscribe. That's the only way I'm going to get to know you guys. And remember, if you have a friend that doesn't speak English, send them to my Spanish channel, which is called Conecto de Crédito. And remember, I'm not an attorney. You got to go out there and do your due diligence, do your homework, because remember, I can get off this call or this video and the data points can change. So we're just here to learn and to basically see where this leads us. Okay. Until next time, this is Jackie from Credit Connector.